Davis Millet. What's the most fucked up thing you've convinced someone to do?
I convinced with my friends.
Start sleepy cap.
In fifth grade. In fifth grade.
Hey-o!
Wait, that wasn't me.
You convinced the kid to get flies off the windowsill.
Did you really?
Not me, but
Balls are fucking sore, dude. Oh, Jesus.
Cool.
No.
Somebody convinced you that your balls were sore?
No, keep going.
I convinced the kid, or a group of my friends convinced the kid that putting P-Water on his face would enhance his like get rid of his no, not acne. His
face.
Like fixes
Ugly?
I guess he thought he had stretch marks on his face, so we said like
As a kid.
putting boy pee on your face would enhance the speed of
Boy pee?
So when I was 14 years old, I didn't convince someone to do this, but somebody convinced me. This is in a classroom. This is not even like in the cafeteria or outside of class. In a classroom before the class started. Some students convinced me, and this is how big of a loser I was, that if I squeezed lemon juice into my eyes, it tickled.
well, so what did you figure out?
Did it hurt?
I figured out
My dad figured out
that it was the lie.
My dad convinced me when I was about 10 years old that a huge square bat on your tongue that'll tickle too.
What?
Yes. He was very happy to see that it fucking electrocuted me.
Oh my fucking Zach, what?
You know, what it's called? What's the actual name for those huge...
The ones with the
big square ones.
They have two. Yeah, they have a positive and a negative.
Oh my! He said if you put that to your tongue, it'll tickle. And I fucking screamed and cried when I was 10 years old.
My dad didn't really convince me, but when I was putting tar on a wall to lay down, like
as you do.
Serious.
I just love how that story
Really serious. Hot tar on a wall. I got stuff on my finger, and I'm like, Dad, how do I clean this off? He's like, you can't. He's like, it's gonna fucking burn through your skin and touch your bone. And I was freaking out, like I was crying as a kid. He's like, don't worry, I was lying. But that was after I was washing my hands and crying. Like he came in laughing and he put his hand on my shoulder.
What?
Corey,
are you serious?
You know what? This is the last question, but we're here. And this is the season finale. So I think there's a question that a lot of people need answers to.
I haven't asked you this, but...
Is your dad still alive?
Yeah, he's in Florida.
Does he know about the sleepy cat?
No.
Is he real?
Yeah, he's 100% real.
Because there are so many stories about your dad that just blow my goddamn
You know, I talked
mind.
to Jeff about this. Everybody asks, it's like a fucking insane. Like my dad is like this crazy.
Yeah, his dad's not that weird.
He's
right?
just.
If you listen to the podcast,
He just like fucking with me when I was younger and like acting like a child.
He
That's really
fucking
what it
made
comes
you
down to.
bury tires. He fucking locked you in a basement.
Look, people are weird. If you understand human nature, his dad's not that fucking strange.
Really, what it comes down to is my dad was just sort of a child. If you want to know the honest truth, my dad's father died when he was 13. So he didn't really know how to be a father when he was 13, and not to mention his mom. Yeah, no. His mom gave him everything he ever wanted. If his room was dirty, she would clean it up. He had no idea of the concept.
What age was he when he had you, Corey?
Responsibility. He was like, I don't know, like he was 40 something.
Oh.
Maybe 30.
Oh, so he grew up like a coddled faggot, and like everything was kind of handed to him.
Exactly, everything was handed to him. He became very narcissistic. So the concept of a kid was just like he would keep him around and love him, but he would also fuck with him. And his idea of fucking with him was just like, you know, as if it was like a college kid he was just fucking with when he was like 8.
Corey, do you want kids?
No, well, maybe when I'm older.
You don't want to repeat the same process.
I don't want to teach my kids to be like, hey.
What would you teach your
Hey,
kids?
go stick your hand
Corey,
in the
what
bush. There
did
might
you
be
teach your
something
kids?
What is the top 3 lessons you would teach your son if you had a son right now?
3 lessons. The 3 things they need to know, Corey. Your kid.
Sex, like porn and the concept of that. I would teach him porn at a young age.
You threw that out really fast.
That's what it's always on.
Number 2.
Number 2, I would teach him.
Rock and roll.
I would teach him about the difference between reaching for something and working for something.
Number 2, teach your kid how to make spaghetti, man. If you know how to make spaghetti, you know how to do a million fucking things.
Number 3, I would teach him basic living advice, like how to wash your clothes and fold it, and how to cook food, was something I never
4, 5,
fucking
6,
learned.
7, 8. You can't do that.
You could teach your kid basic living knowledges. And number 3, and then I would encourage him to influence him in the porn stuff. And then when he draws porn pictures
So
at
number
school,
1 is sex, and the last one is you would encourage him in porn.
yeah, if he drew people fucking at school, I would be like, was it hot? And then if they said no, I would beat his fucking ass. I'd be, get off that motherfucker! You have an audience now!
You would beat your son because he's not drawing hot enough porn at a young age?
Look at these titties!
Tough.
Look at these titties!
I support your decisions, Corey. Can I be Uncle Stamper?
Always, dude.
Yes, dude. Yes.
I'd be like, those titties look like raindrops. Across his face.
And I'll be like, listen, I know your dad can be a little tough sometimes, but they have to hang off the shoulder like teardrops, asshole, and I'll smack the shit out.
Man, I'd be a bad parent. Listen, if I was a dad right now, I'd be like, eat your vegetables, go to bed on time. And then I'd go to bed.
All you have to do is feed them and make sure they don't die. Next question. Oh, wait, that's it.
That's it.
Whoa, dude!
Ladies and gentlemen, we've gotten through the Patreon questions.
Oh, what do we have
We
next?
slayed them, bitch.
Ready Q&A!
Yeah.
Ready, Q&A!
Honey, cool that pussy weed, 420, dude. I give a fuck. Broski, fuck that pussy. In my
Gay.
All right.
One time I threw from outside the pussy.
That'd be a really funny alarm.
So gay. So
Shut up, you
Let's
fuck.
change it. Let's move on to the Reddit.com.
We'll be right back after our commercial break.
Welcome to Mint Butthole's Freshness.
Better stop.
Where you can put a mint in your butthole and get the fresh scent of your
Feel the breeze of the Alpine.
Right up your ass.
What's my Altoids? Put up your ass. Put them in your asshole, dude. Buy them, put it in your ass, dude. Come on.
Put these mints.
This is the worst commercial ever.
Put these mints up
I
your
would buy
butthole.
Altoids. Fuck you.
Convenience, comfort, reliability. With more flights between London and Albuquerque, Spread Arsehole Air redefines the luxury of air travel. With friendlier service, wider seats, and more legroom, you can finally sit back, relax, and spread your asshole with ease. Spread Arsehole Air. We make your ass soar higher than ever.
Welcome back to the season finale of Sleepycast. Here today we have a very special guest with us. He's renowned for many of his accomplishments on the internet and in the bedroom.
Yes, it is Zach Braff. Zach Braff, everybody. Good to see you, Brapster. We call Brapster here, boys. We call him Brapster, dude. He's the Brapster around this place, dude.
Wait, who's Zach Braff, actually?
Right there,
Exactly.
The voice
Instead,
of
we've
Chicken
got with us Tom
what an
Flippin'
accomplishment.
Fold.
Top goal.
Well, welcome to the podcast, Tom. Welcome.
Go cut. There you go.
Thanks.
For those of you who don't know, Tom Fulp is the president and CEO of Newgrounds.com.
Wow.
If you aren't familiar with Newgrounds.com,
You're not missing much. Hey!
Damn, that's too real, dude. Damn.
So what's going on, Tom?
Not much.
All right, Tom. Let's get into it.
I like how you're looking around. You're like looking around for an exit strategy.
You
Yeah.
got yourself, your wife, and me. You have to fuck one, marry one, kill one. Go.
Tom, how big's your dick? What's your poop smell like? Tom!
Tom, how big is your poop? What's your stick smell like?
Come on, Tom.
Come on, Tom. Answer, Tom.
It's kind of loose.
Yeah, no, that's a good
Which one? Yeah, hold on. Okay.
Tom, are you available for other parties? Or?
Tom, your handsome good looks aren't going to translate on the podcast.
I know.
We need to hear your handsome
Well,
good
here,
looks.
I'll ask you guys some questions. How about that?
Well,
He's flipping.
flipping that
He's
shit.
flipping us. He's
Yeah.
flipping that shit.
So how's everything going with the Sleepy Cast?
It's
How-
ending. We're all on horrible terms. We hate
Terrible.
each other.
Holy
I
shit.
hate everyone's guts. Everyone hates me.
There you go.
Next question.
Oh yeah, how's Newgrounds going, Tom? How's that going?
Newgrounds is going fine.
He said that. You're shifting up.
Twiddling his thumbs and looking around the room.
It's
It's like we kidnapped him. Oh yeah, you were responsible for Castle Crashers as well.
Yes.
Whoa.
Yes, I was the lead programmer of Castle Crashers. Very proud. Very proud moment of my life.
I'm proud of that. Don't bust your arm.
What
pat
about
yourself
Alien
on the back,
Hominid? What did you have to do with Alien
I was
Hominid?
also lead programmer of Alien Hominid.
Alright, I have a question. With the whole process of Alien Hominid, like,
Hominide.
You said hominid twice, and you said hominid.
you know what?
You just heard what it sounded like.
Hominid?
What is a hominid? They would like
Alien
to
hominid?
is it like a humanoid?
Is it alien
I
hominid?
guess, yeah.
I was never on board with that name. I always thought it was stupid.
I always thought hominid.
Alien Hominid, really, man?
What's a
I
better
always
name?
thought-
What's a better name? What would you named it?
Yellow Alien.
Everyone
Yellow
calls it
alien,
alien
thank you,
humanoid.
yellow alien, dude.
I would have called it.
It's still a shitty name, but it's a damn sight better. What the hell's a hominid?
I thought it was.
Someone was
hominide.
flipping through the
like
the
homicide.
thesaurus, you know what I'm saying?
Homicide.
I think it's like
That's
a
why I thought it was-
bipedal humanoid creature.
Yeah, I
It's
think
the-
Jeff's got
Look,
it.
this is what it is. It's the
I looked it up
alien.
once.
The alien heard the word humanoid. He went, I'm a hominid, and that's all it is.
Where did the name come from, Tom? Do you know?
There is a story. Dan woke up one morning with a really bad headache, and he told his then girlfriend, "I feel like an alien hominid bit my head off."
Who the hell says that?
I thought you were
I
going to
don't
say
know.
something pretty dark, like he woke up and told his girlfriend, I want to break up with you.
No. And then
Okay.
she said, "What does an alien hominid look like?" And then he drew it.
So he made up the word?
No, hominid's a word.
The word exists.
Oh.
He combined it, I guess, with alien.
Would you like to cover any other like game development stories?
Yeah, I'm curious
Tom,
because
or-
you have all the spicy deets, my friend.
Yeah, you know what, Tom? All we see is the results of all your guys' hard work here. We see the success of the games you guys have made. What are the horror stories? What's the shit that like almost killed you all while you were
You know,
making these games?
I remember watching him program the end at the very end of Castle Crashers. I think Tom's grateful he didn't have a gun on his desk. No.
Well, yeah, that is like.
He was very upset. He looked very tired because he was running like 2 full-time jobs basically.
The final year of Castle Crashers was a year of non-stop work around the clock.
Jesus.
And it's interesting because it's like you kind of feel like as you're getting older, it's like, can I still do that? And then every once in a while, you have like a period where you remind yourself that you can.
Were you married during that time?
I got married towards the end, or yeah.
There's pretty shitty planning on your.
Yeah, that's done.
But then didn't have kids until afterwards, so that worked out. That was
Yeah.
well planned.
What was
But,
this? Alien hominid or Castle Crashers?
Castle Crashers.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Alien Hominid was like a cakewalk compared to Castle Crashers because Alien Hominid seemed stressful at the time because, like, at that time I was also like always canceling plans with anyone that wanted to do stuff and whatever, but I was still, it wasn't as all-encompassing, and it took 15 months.
Sorry.
You also have to juggle QC and
What's
handle
QC?
all the other shit at the end that you didn't even
Quality
foresee.
control.
I always saw an alien.
Dealing with publishers.
I'm
all
afraid to say the name now.
Alien
Lower
hominid.
lip.
Hominid.
Hominid. Alien
that. Alien
hominid.
hominid.
How did
I always thought alien hominid.
You fucked it up. You said
Did I fuck it up? I
Alien
always
harmony.
thought
Sorry,
it
go
was
on,
kind
go
of a
on.
game. Like when I first played it, it was kind of a game that was kind of made as you went. Like, cause you start like seeing like the first level how it's coded, and then you start like seeing, cause it gets fucking crazy with bosses and like levels and shit. You're just like, cause you don't really know what's going on. Like, cause you're an alien that's attacking, but like. There were so many different bosses and stuff. Is that what happened? Was that the kind of process? Like, as you went, you learned newer things and implemented
That's
them?
been the way all of them have been, basically, is just build as you go.
I mean, that's good because you learn new things and then you can go back and change
Yeah, like there's always that. Well, actually, there used to be that guilt of not having like a design doc. 'Cause everyone says you're supposed to have a design doc where you plan it all out ahead of time.
Well, even
But so
shitty
much-
games have a design.
Yeah, so much changes as you go though, and you realize that you're gonna keep having ideas and keep wanting to change things. So it seems like it's working.
Do you think in hindsight you'd make Alien Hominid easier?
Yes.
Because it's known as a
dude,
very
fucking
hard game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that game.
No,
Very frustrating.
The biggest regret, besides it being hard in general, the biggest regret is that the second level is so hard.
Yeah.
Like the freeway
Compared
level.
to the other ones.
And it's funny because there's some levels that have really cheap deaths, but the freeway level I can play without dying. So it actually isn't like a cheap death level compared to some of the others, but most people use up all their lives on the freeway
You just have
level.
to get good at it. Like that
You talking about the speed racing with the fuck? No, dude. those things came so quick. Trying to time that at times was virtually fucking impossible.
Well, I mean, in theory, like this.
Was that randomized? That
I don't think it was randomized. I don't think it was. I think it just didn't matter because of the spacing of them. It wasn't like you could just. Like, I know this. It's like it was still a ninja samurai
They
level.
threw curveballs because at that part you're going like back and forth, and then it's kind of like a rhythm. But then like suddenly there's two there, and then like does it again, then there's two there. Like it kind of tries to fuck you.
And then
up,
there was somewhere I think
going.
I don't remember 100%, but I'm pretty sure there was somewhere like you had to jump over a pit, but you had to time the jump right because right when you got to the other side there would have been like another thing waiting for you or something.
Like another ramp to jump.
Yeah, I just remember
that was it.
Fucking tough.
That was the third level.
Fuck Battletoads, anyways. Moving on.
Here's a question, Tom. What games were your inspirations growing up to like influence your game development career?
The biggest ongoing influence is Treasure. So they made Gunstar Heroes, Guardian Heroes, Radiant Silvergun, were like the big ones that really inspire like game feel for me, and
they had good music and good stuff.
Yeah, everything was cool in those games. And I was able to beat them all too. It's funny, like, considering Alien Hominid's so hard, because I hated hard games growing up, so I liked that I could beat all of the.
Was that your vengeance?
Too.
Was that like your?
No, I think it just didn't know any better. Like, I thought it had to be. I thought like it was supposed to be hard. Like hadn't stepped out of that mindset.
The Treasure doesn't exist anymore, right?
No, they're still around.
You trying to draw a parallel there?
Tom, what's a good game to you? What makes a good game? What do you seek out to do? Besides like fun, obviously, you want to create fun. But what do you think a good game needs to have?
Well, that's well, okay. I'll just look at what I enjoyed like recently, like Super Mario 3D World on the Wii U. There's a video on YouTube that kind of gets into how they do it, where pretty much every level has a unique toy or theme, and at the start of the level you get introduced to the theme in a safe way where you can't get hurt while you learn it, and then next they have you do the theme with a challenge involved, and then for the third phase they put a twist on it and change it up, and the whole game's like that.
Interesting.
And it's so well polished where like sometimes I think of it more like a physical toy than a game, because it never reminds me that it's a game because it's so perfectly done.
I think that video is Matthew Matosis. He made that video, Matthew Matosis.
Yeah, I saw that one as well.
He's good.
And then that Captain Toad Treasure Tracker was the same way, where like each level is just this fun little puzzle box where you almost feel like you're playing with like a toy in your hands for some reason.
The view thing in that though was obnoxious.
It can be a little weird.
It would obscure the view.
Yeah.
The gyro controls.
What's a game you hated, Tom?
What's a game everyone liked and you hated it?
Well, the original Mario, but more and more people do come out of the woodwork admitting they hated the original Mario, but I didn't.
You know what?
I didn't like the
tried
original
playing
Mario.
that fucking game again on like the Mario like the Nintendo
Are we
remix
really gonna
thing.
shit on Mario Brothers?
Hold on,
I'm gonna stay and say I like
I'm
it.
not shitting. This is
Why
what
would
I
you
mean.
dislike
Hold
this
on,
game?
hold on. I'm not shitting on Mario Brothers. It fucking came and it landed. It fucking revolutionized video games all over again after the crash of the video game market or whatever the fuck. But in our day and age, that game is a clunky mess. Like playing the NES like remix and stuff, you realize how fucking floaty your jumps are. Like when you jump, your momentum is still
What's
going.
the NES remix? I haven't heard of this.
It's actually a really cool concept where it lets you play old NES games, and they kind of put a challenge
in a very
on it.
autistic
And
way.
it's really fucking difficult. Like sometimes it's really easy, like collect 3 coins, and then it's like, what do you call it? Where you like.
Basically, it's like if you were eating cereal like with marshmallows, and like all of a sudden one of the games was only eat blue marshmallows, and you sat there like an idiot staring into your bowl of cereal looking for blue marshmallows. Congratulations, you won.
Yeah, and if you get it, you have a time thing and then the stars. So you want to get the best stars to get the best time. But sometimes they're like, hey, exploit a glitch in our game we didn't fucking fix because we didn't know about it at the time, but everyone else knows about it, and now we know about it because of the internet. And you're like, excuse me? I don't know how to do this. And then it's like, oh, too bad, you don't get any stars.
Hold on, why do you hate Mario Bros?
I want to know what are the reasons you would hate
Same
The original Mario,
He said the original, like
it was
3 still
hard.
holds
It was
up.
hard, and yeah, I like 3. I like 2 a lot. I like 2 a lot, and I like 3.
2 and World are the best, in my opinion.
2.
I think 2 is garbage.
Something about the first one just never.
It wasn't originally a Mario game.
It doesn't matter.
I
It's
definitely
still
grew up
good.
on it. Well, it's not a horrible
It's
game,
still
but it's not
way better than the first one.
Did you guys ever play Bayou Billy?
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So Bayou Billy was
The
like
Adventures of Bayou
the
Billy.
first level was a brawler, but it also had like driving levels and stuff. And the graphics were pretty good, and I was really excited about it. But the first level was like this really long, slow level where the enemies, like there was this like, I think it was like a guy in like a wetsuit that came out of the water that took forever to kill, and the whole level was just like this slow slog, and most of the time you never beat the first level. And I remember this one afternoon, Wade beat the first level and then played through like all these, there's like this whole game after the first level that he was able to play through after that. But there was like, I think it was just like that one afternoon, and I've never seen anything but the first level.
Was that one of the accomplishments that he holds dear to his heart?
Wade always was better. He was more. He'd persevere with the games more. I liked.
Now look at him.
Seeing the details of the game and everything.
So you still haven't explained why you didn't like Mario.
Yeah, I just don't. I think in general, like I don't like when you die and have to repeat a bunch of crap.
That's like the best part of a game.
Okay,
Yeah,
also you can just hold select and then start again, or was it select an A or just whatever it was, and you could literally restart the world.
Do you mean like start from the beginning, from the whole game, or you still like dying and
You'd run out of lives and have to you'd run out of all your lives.
I think all of us will get
Everyone's talking. Hasn't every podcast talked about Mario though?
I don't know.
Let's talk about it.
We're talking about game design, but
I'd say how I like Mario. I wouldn't say that I love it. I mean, I got good memories. I love Part 3.
I want to know, as a game developer and owner of Newgrounds, what's the most rock star moment you've had? I mean, I'm talking like you dropped off in LA, you were at a club doing blow off a stripper's tits.
I see the videos of this guy. I see the videos of this guy doing coke off those hookers.
Yeah, I want to know what's the most rock star moment that you've
seen that shit.
Yeah, and if it's too intense, we'll bleep out some details.
I saw Tom do coke off his own dick.
That's hot.
No, yeah, it's.
Would you consider that a rock star moment?
Oh yeah,
No, I don't know if I've really had a serious rock star moment.
He was in the middle of the dance floor.
He hired some babes to dress like alien hobbit and just get around him.
We had that party at the Trocadero once.
All right.
And Shock and I performed like FDA live on stage, and then these girls came up and took off their shirts and had Newgrounds stickers on their boobs.
Did they really?
Yeah, so that was like pretty interesting.
I like how you say boobs.
On their boobs. But
that's awesome.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Just the few times that I've been recognized by people, like if I'm with someone who doesn't, like let's say I'm with one of April's friends, husbands or boyfriends somewhere, and someone recognizes me, that it's like really surreal because I'm not like, no one knows that I do anything that anyone cares about.
I've been there. I've seen kids recognize Tom out of nowhere, and I'm just like,
It really doesn't happen much.
Like that one kid who recognized you from across the street and he ran over to you to get your autograph and got hit by a car.
we were just eating.
Hell yeah, that's a rock star moment.
Can I build up one question? Can I ask you who's the most famous person you met because of Newgrounds? Like what's the furthest you've gotten?
All right, so I won an award for there's the Flash Forward conference. And it was the Hammerstein Ballroom in New York, and I won the award for best Flash games. And I got to shake hands with Chuck D on stage.
Who?
Chuck D from Public Enemy.
Oh.
Who?
So
I don't actually know.
So anyway,
Why is he in Flash Forward?
I don't know. He must have been into Flash at the time.
Alright.
Didn't the guys from the room fucking fly you guys out and blow you all or something?
No, I talked to
the guy here.
Yeah, Jeff was there.
Jeff's a weird
Man,
third wheel.
I don't think this is about Tom, but this is a story I could definitely tell.
Yes.
Jeff's a weird third wheel in this whole.
Tom's been talking to Greg Stestera, who played Mark in their room, and these two became kind of buds on Facebook. Mark was like ever since Mark played Greg Mark. Ever since Tom and I made the Room game, and ever since he played the game, I guess he's been like a super fan of Tom's, and they got chatting, and he's like, "Hey Tom."
Wait, he made the game. You were a huge part of that, right? You and Chris did. Chris made music for it.
Well, you did everything that you see. You did the
art. Tom transcribed the entire fucking movie and then filled in all the plot holes himself. Tom just took it upon himself to fill in all the plot holes.
What do you mean when you walk in on like Denny jerking off?
Yeah, like there's the part where the character disappears mid-movie. Tom
and then you just go
there's a lot of stuff in the movie that doesn't really follow a proper order, so you have to tie it all together, and also you have to
it's like jumbled
like if you're seeing everything through Johnny's perspective, then you have to fill in the parts where that Johnny wasn't part of, and tell the story where Johnny wasn't in the scene. You need to find the way to have that story come into Johnny's
OCD
life.
is.
You actually figured out
fucking effort to tell me was on.
Did you figure out how many days there were in the movie? How many days passed? Because like when they play the game and like he sleeps every night, Tom actually figured that out. Like, every technical day in the movie that passes.
Did you end up story arc for Claudette's breast cancer or no?
Oh no, yeah, that's probably the one thing we didn't touch on.
She did DLC. Claudette's breast cancer.
DLC.
So what happened? Jeff?
Well, yeah, Greg invited Tom down to Philly. He's like, I'm doing a script reading, and I'm doing a book signing, and I'm gonna. It's a whole thing. So Tom's like, hey, you just want to go along? And I'm like, yeah, all right, sure. So we went down to this event with Greg, and he's on stage, and it was pretty cool. It was like he showed a bunch of behind-the-scenes video interviews. He showed Tommy Wiseau doing these weird commercials from back before he did The Room.
Now, is this like banquet hall event, or is this like back at the bar? They cleared out some tables.
I don't know what you'd call it.
It was actually a morgue that had been converted into like an event space.
It had a balcony. And it was a cool space.
Was it quaint?
Not too quaint. It was packed though. It was packed with people.
Okay.
Packed with super Room fans.
Were they all dressed as the characters and stuff?
Do they all have their fucking plastic?
They
sports
invited
ready?
people up on stage to readings, and a lot of them nailed it. Really, honestly,
Nice.
they all they did the voices. Everybody was like flamboyant, enthusiastic about it. Everybody was having a fucking ball.
In other words, it was hell for you.
No, I liked it. Because I like I got obsessed with the movie after Happy Harry showed it to us, and that's why we made the fucking game.
Right.
So the whole event went pretty swimmingly, and at the end, when Greg's like, all right, I'm gonna do my book signing, and Tom and I get in line, and keep in mind, this is the first time in my life I've ever asked for an autograph from fucking anybody.
Did you really want it, or were you just being polite?
I was like, I wanted the book. I wanted to read the book. So I'm like,
You might as well just say.
I felt awkward about it. I felt awkward. I'm like, I hope
You
this.
can't tell that to
I'm
somebody.
like, I don't know how I'm gonna handle this because I've never asked anybody for an autograph before. And Tom, I guess Tom goes first, I think, because those two are chatting it up about like the instant best friends are taking pictures together. I mean, I don't know what to say. I'm like, hey, man, I wish everybody could have a friendship like this between Tom and Greg. And he's like, hey, man, he's like asking, he's like, come on, come to Hollywood when we make the movie. This is before this was even public knowledge. He's like, hey, man, we're making a movie, and you're invited.
I didn't get invited to the movie.
Well, the premiere.
I was hoping. No, I didn't get invited to the premiere. I'm hoping.
Right.
It still happened.
If the movie gets made.
My dream is getting invited to the premiere. And
the whole time I felt like this weird dickhead, like on the sidelines, where
you guys are fucking nerds.
No. So I grab a book. They give me a book, and I'm like, how's it going? And I shake his hand, and I'm like, hey, man, I'm a fan. I didn't know what to say. And then he opens the book, and the book was already pre-signed. It was pre-signed. So I'm like, he's like, I guess I'll just sign it again. It's like.
Wait, where did you get the book to begin with?
They had a pile there that they were just giving everybody in line to like go up, get signed by Greg. But I guess there was a pile that was pre-signed. I don't know what they were doing with those.
Yeah, one time I was flying, I was going through the airport at Philly, and I bought that book, and it was pre-signed.
Yeah,
it was weird.
I don't know.
Do you think it was really signed?
Yeah, no, it's signed. Like,
by the way, did you read it? That's a really fun book.
I love that book. It's great.
I still gotta read it actually.
Yeah, The Disaster Artist.
I read it in like 2 days.
I'm really excited for the movie. I hope they don't do a lazy job on it.
I think James Franco has like Tommy's droopy eye and shit.
Yeah.
Wait, they're actually doing a movie.
Yeah, James Franco and
Seth Rogen.
Is Seth Rogen in or just helping produce?
I'd say.
Oh yeah, no. I think I saw.
Yeah,
I think I heard about that.
Really, I had no
He's
idea.
really good. Looks like Tommy Wiseau.
I had no idea.
it's-
Fucking, it was
it's
another
insane.
James
He's
Franco
got saggy
project.
head.
I thought it was just like some other people who just took the reins.
He did mention the game in the book, right?
Yeah.
He just mentions.
And he
it.
said, "Thanks, Jeff, for that awesome artwork."
He prints your face out in
And neither of our
text.
names are mentioned there.
I'm forgotten.
Although there was a documentary coming out about The Room, and they came over to interview you. You didn't want to be in that interview.
That's true.
So
That's
see,
true.
sometimes you just gotta.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm guilty.
You're gonna get Jack Kirby'd if you sideline yourself
Jack
too much.
Kirby.
But
I'm good at sidelining myself.
But
So meanwhile, while you were getting your book double signed, Tom was out having sushi and margaritas.
I was taking pictures of these two.
It's those awkward moments like, hey, can you take a picture of us? The whole time, and you never got.
I don't know who was more infatuated with who. Just kidding.
Who posted more Facebook photos of the other?
Greg really wanted to meet Tom. All I know is that.
Well, I don't think Greg posted a Facebook. I posted a picture.
But yeah, just to say too, like all the cast members, a lot of the cast members played through the game.
Yeah.
Denny
Lisa
liked it.
Nice.
Lisa, I think Lisa. I don't know. We didn't treat Lisa very well.
You were like a fucking troll.
Yeah, you drew with a toe with like these like circles.
My fault.
It's like carved.
I love how like you get very little credit when it comes to the success of it or how funny it is, but for anything that they don't like, it would just drop on your shoulders.
Yeah.
When I was in the music for that,